Karlik's Minecraft Story. Chapter 18. The First Farming Day. After the stormy night, Karlik realized he needed a reliable source of food. Fishing and picking berries were fine for a while, but he couldn't build a future on that. The villagers showed him their fields and taught him how to plant wheat. Karlik was thrilled. "Kdacek, today we're becoming real farmers," he said proudly. They took a hoe, a handful of seeds, and went to a small meadow near their house. The sun was shining brightly, and the air still smelled fresh after the rain. Karlik found a flat patch of land and started working the soil. Each swing of the hoe revealed dark, rich earth, damp and ready for the seeds. Meanwhile, Kdacek hopped around, trying to copy him. He pecked at the ground, tossing dirt everywhere. At one point, his beak hit a root, and he let out such a surprised cluck that Karlik burst out laughing. "Kdacek, you're going to be the best farmer's helper ever." After some time, the garden bed was ready. Karlik began dropping seeds carefully in neat rows. Kdacek grabbed one seed in his beak and ran off with it. "Kdacek, that's not a snack," Karlik called after him. The little chicken strutted proudly, but then dropped the seed right into the soil, exactly where it was supposed to go. A nearby villager chuckled. "Maybe your little helper is smarter than he looks." When everything was planted, Karlik looked around. "Now we just need water." He took a bucket and walked to the river. The trip was short, but the water was heavy. On his way back, he noticed a shadow between the trees. His heart started to race. It looked like someone was watching him. The shadow moved, and Karlik gripped the bucket tighter. But when he got closer, a rabbit jumped out of the bushes and ran away. Karlik sighed with relief. Phew, just a rabbit. Kdacek, who had followed behind, clucked loudly at the rabbit, as if challenging it to a duel. The rabbit didn't respond and disappeared into the tall grass. Karlik poured the water over the soil, and the garden glistened in the sunlight. It was a small start, but it was the first real step toward farming. "Kdacek, when this grows, we'll bake our own bread." The chicken hopped happily, clucking as if he could already smell the fresh rolls. That evening, Karlik sat on the bench outside the house, watching his new garden. It was only a few rows, but it felt like he had planted a whole future. He knew it would take time, but with patience would come reward. Kdacek lay down next to the garden bed and fell asleep with his head right in the dirt. When he woke up, his beak was covered in soil, like he was wearing a mud mask. Karlik laughed so hard, the villagers had to tell him to quiet down. In his diary, Karlik wrote, "Today we planted our first wheat. It's not just food, it's hope. Farming teaches patience, work, and joy in the results." And as he looked at the sleeping Kdacek, Karlik knew that even the smallest steps could lead to the biggest beginnings.